Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the wonderful so-called internet. How's it going? My name's Lacey, and as always, welcome back to yet another episode of the Gaming Express Show, with the show in which I give my first impressions on newly released titles or games that are currently in development, such as the following one, which is called Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter. This is an online MMO which is currently in open beta, which means you, the viewers, can go ahead and visit the official Neverwinter website and download the beta because it's free to play, and you can try out the beta because it's open to everyone for the whole gaming public. So I would recommend you do so. It's only 3 gigs, it won't take much space, and this is a game that won't take up much of your time. There's a level cap of 60, so you can get through the first 10 levels really quickly. The first 4 or 5, the level 4 and 5, I'm sorry, the quests that are leading up to level 4 and 5 are really easy to complete, so you shouldn't have any problem with going through these quests. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of you guys are really experienced in MMOs, so I guess you could take a break from your usual World of Warcraft or EVE Online or any other main MMO that you're playing to play this game, which is, again, this is going to be free to play at just like the other the previous Dungeons & Dragons online game that was released. And now there is Neverwinter 2013 online game. So these are my 2 characters, Rhaegar and Daenerys Targaryen, which are both, of course, taken from the Game of Thrones lore, which I love. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to create a brand new character. Let's see, can I switch servers? Is that doable? I do not know. By the way, here are the options for this game. We're going to be looking at that later on. I think I'll just delete this character. Actually, I can't. Apparently, I can't switch servers. So I'm going to have to delete Daenerys Targaryen, which is going to be a sad thing, of course, but I am doing this for you people. So, let's see. Oh, wow, what did I just do? All I had to click was new character. Or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe you can only have 2 characters in those, in all of those 3 servers. By the way, there are only 3 of those right now since this is open beta. There is no need to have more than 3 servers, and I of course chose the Dragon server, which is the coolest of all. And here we have the cinematic, the official cinematic for Neverwinter. Let's watch this closely and quietly. Really nice CGI graphics. That's kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. And this dragon is kind of reminiscent of Sindragosa from Wrath of the Lich King. Why am I having so many World of Warcraft memories? You tell me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been playing the goddamn game for 7 years. And I finally stopped. And I may actually go back to the game if there is a brand new expansion that actually looks promising. Because Cataclysm was a big disappointment. Loving this cutscene so far. I don't have any complaints. This is a pretty rad cutscene. Although some of the graphics featured in this cutscene look kind of outdated. I don't want to sound judgmental, but I've seen, looks like some of this stuff has been updated or reworked from old graphical engines. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm not really knowledgeable in graphics and all that stuff. I love looking at them, but I can't really analyze graphics for what they are. That is pretty brutal. I love how he's just smacking her face down and she's not getting any bruises whatsoever, while he has scars. Oh, actually, that was kind of wrong. She does have a few bruises there on her face. Yep. Oh God, don't die! There are too many of them. Retreat! This is a very long cutscene, surprisingly, for a free MMO. Uh-oh. And that is what I'm talking about. Good job, everyone. Teamwork! Yeah, Neverwinter, that was... Oh, wait a minute. What? Who the hell are you, woman? That was interesting. So, we finally get to the character customization after a 3-minute long cutscene. So I'm going to try to get through the character customization as fast as possible. I will make a male character just because, and then I will go with, let's see, I want to be someone that I want to pick a race that I don't usually pick. So I'll just pick half-orc. And then, oh, I forgot to show you guys the races, of course. You have half-orcs, humans, dwarves, halflings, tieflings, elves, half-elves, and another race, which is supposedly the drows, which are, in other terms, night elves. Like, elves of the night. Night elves, that is basically the same thing, what I just said. Why did I have to... Whatever. Next on the list, character class. So, we can either choose the Trickster Rogue, the Devoted Cleric, Control Wizard, Great Weapon Fighter, Guardian Fighter, and something else. I really want to play the Control Wizard and see what kind of... I've been playing this class for quite a while, but I do want to try out something else. And I feel like this class would be really interesting to play. Control Wizards harness powerful arcane energies to restrict, crush, and debilitate their foes. Wielding a magical orb, they are capable of... That is stuff that we don't need to care much about. So I'm just going to move on. And when you pick your class, you have to figure out your ability scores, which also appear in D&D, the board game. So if you have played the D&D board game or the online D&D game, then you should know stuff about ability scores and how to properly gear your character. Pick the right stats, rather. So we can either pick this, or we should have that. I'm going to... I don't know why I picked half-orc, because their racial abilities kind of suck for this class. But you know what? Sometimes life is built in such ways that you have to deal with it. So I will have 18 intelligence. Customization, you have a bunch of appearance presets. I will pick, I don't know, man. This guy or this one. I don't know. Which one's the best? Oh, this one's pretty feisty looking. And And then you can click customize to basically change all of the minor details like the eye shape and the, what is it? The body shape, which I'm probably gonna pick. Yeah, that is the right one. For a control wizard, you don't need to be really bulky, but you know what? I'm actually gonna pick that. I don't care. I want to be the baddest control wizard in town. So yes, you have a bunch of these features. I'm not gonna go through them because they're very obvious. Now this feature of the game is kind of interesting. So you get to pick the town you were born from. Greyvale, North Dark. I want to pick, I guess I'll pick Neverwinter. Then Initiate of the, no, Seeker of Knowledge. I don't know how, I'm not sure how these towns or deity affiliations come in play later on. But that is something that I will need to read on, and because I really have no idea how this affects the gameplay. And I'm just gonna pick whatever deity there is available. You have about 12 of these. I'll pick Ogma just because I'm a mage, and usually you want to pick with you want to pick a god that is associated with knowledge and thought, because the more you know, the more spells you can usually cast. And I don't know, that's what I understand about this god. I mean, you usually want to pick a god that kind of fits the class that you're playing, or else you're just going to be building a weird character with strange statistics and storyline paths. So what am I going to name this guy? Probably, let's see. What could I name him? Dragon? Nah. Behemoth? No. I don't even know. I'll probably just name myself, what is it? Volk. Yes, I will begin my adventure. And also, I forgot to show you guys that you could put in, there is a little section, besides the character creation feature, in which you can write your biography. You can, that is a cool feature actually, for a game like D&D that's all about role playing. It's actually interesting that they the developers put in a feature like that where you could actually give your character the story that you want to give, like that you want to create. So you can have your own personal story. And why? What the hell is going on? Okay, we're back on track. So I don't know why my frame rate went dramatically down after that one cutscene, but anyway, so you can move around with WASD, which are your basic movement keys, as always.
Thank the gods. When I saw the Dracolich attack the ship, I was afraid there'd be no survivors.
That is my business.
I didn't mean to pry. It's just now's not a good time to be traveling here. As you may have noticed.
Thanks, I will. I am not going to be reading all of this because I'm pretty sure you guys can pause the video and learn about the lore yourself if you wish to, but I'm just going to get through the quests and show you guys what kind of gameplay you'll be seeing in this game. I also appreciate the fact that the tutorial is voiced, and we just got our weapon, which is literally a floating ball. I don't know how to use it, and I've never seen you don't see a lot of mages use floating balls as their main weapon. Usually you see them with a staff or a wand. But I think, yeah, Terra Online also has mages that control floating balls. The sorcerers, I believe. These are your campfires. They heal you back to full health, which is what is happening right now, and we're at full health. Let's turn in that quest, actually.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Someone survived the attack on the ship. When you feel ready. Although we stopped Valindra's main force, The battle is far
Okay, so
from
we
over.
got
The battlefield is crawled
got a
with
new
mindless
quest.
undead who lost their masters in the fighting.
and
To make matters worse, the enemy is
I like
raising
how the
attack
quest
dogs
actually
with
gives you
missiles.
some history and background on what's going on around the world, and kind of feels like Diablo 3, where NPCs keep on talking and telling you more about the story instead of just, you know, abruptly closing the quest. You have the NPC talking more and more, and he just tells you everything about what's going on. I'm babbling because I'm not actually thinking about what I'm saying, but let's just hit these zombies for now. So what we have to do is give these guys first aid. Basic quest, right? No innovative system here quest-wise. Basically, you kill mobs, you help NPCs, or you collect stuff. You have certain goals, and yeah, there is no innovation here. Basically, same old questing system from any other MMO, like EverQuest or WoW or, I don't know, Rift. The animations for this game are stellar. I really love how the spells and the attacks feel. Like you honestly feel like you're doing a lot of damage, and the sounds of the spells and melee abilities really feel like they're hard hitting, like they're crushing the enemy. So that's another wow, I'm stuttering. That's another feature of the game that I really appreciate, is the aesthetics and the audio. So the graphics here are amazing. Like, the environment and the way that everything runs smoothly is just amazing. I really appreciate the fact that there is no slowdown as you're running here. Even though the graphics might seem intense and detailed, I didn't see any decrease in performance as of yet. I mean, I'm recording on top of that. I'm recording right now, and I'm not even feeling any slowdown, except for that one time after we saw that cutscene and I had to stop the video. But that's besides the point. That's just a minor factor. But I'm really loving the animations and the graphics, and how the physics work in this game are actually kind of funny, comical. Like, the bodies fly around like in Skyrim. And yeah, combat is, I'm enjoying the combat so far, but it's not that amazing, to be honest. Like, I've seen better combat, and I'm really playing Terra Online made me realize how gameplay can be so much fun and engaging when you actually feel like you're doing stuff. Like, here, for instance, you just stand or move around a couple feet away. You just move occasionally, and you have to spam abilities. I'm not really digging the combat, but then again, the animations and the audio and how, you know, everything works out really just makes the combat look good, even though it's not the best. I know that I'm not making sense here, but I'm trying to explain to you guys what I like and not like about the combat. We still need a few more arrows. Wow! What did I actually do? I forgot to give first aid to one of the other wounded soldiers. I have to go back now and do that. Right, meow. Right, meow. So yeah. So the combat is fun, but it could be better, in my personal opinion. But I guess that, I mean, it's not mandatory for the developers right now to improve the game. What I'm really noticing as far as innovation, game innovation goes, I like the fact that the game focuses on role-playing, the role-playing factor, which is what D&D is essentially about. The D&D franchise has always been about, you know, letting players be whoever they want to be and not stressing on things like, you know, aesthetics. D&D is more about building your character and making a character that is personal to you and that fits your playstyle while retaining the core aspects of fantasy games like MMO games. So you still have things like questing and dungeoning while having the possibility to build an interesting and intricate character that has its own abilities. And I don't know, this D&D MMO game feels like you can create the character that you want to create. Like, instead of restricting you to the class itself, later on in the game you can actually customize your character in a way that I don't even know how to explain this, but basically classes have different trees of or rather specializations, kind of like in World of Warcraft, but in D&D it's even deeper than that. So you can actually make your melee fighter either a tank or a tactical melee fighter, or a fighter that is more about being all-out berserk. Or let's say you're playing a control wizard, let's see, and you want to be more of a, I don't know, more of a debuff inducer rather than a damage dealer. Then you want to pick abilities like ice abilities, which will slow down the enemy for the other people if you're playing in a group, for instance. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, collect armors. I'm talking too much and not focusing on the actual game. And I should probably use my other abilities as well, which are kind of cool, admittedly. Let's see. Take all the arrows. Pick up the bunny. Oh. I also like how the money currency system works, because all you have to do, instead of pressing F all the time to collect money, you can actually just walk over the silver or the gold, and you're just automatically picking up money. Because, I mean, it's a really good thing that the developers actually made it so that you don't have to loot money every time. Things like items, yeah, I understand. If you have to choose which weapons or items you want to wear, then the loot system is useful, but money is something that everyone needs, so I don't think... It's a good thing that the developers for Neverwinter made it so that you don't have to loot the money. You can just walk over it and get it automatically, so that is a pretty useful feature of this game. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about this game is, of course, the animations. Like I've said, the spell effects and... Oh my god, why am I... So yeah, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, of course, the animations. Like I've said, spell effects, great. Environment is beautiful, but some of the player animations are kind of iffy. And the voice acting, some of the voice acting in this game is weird. A lot of voice actors from this game kind of seem like they're the developers themselves. Like, at times you'll find some atrocious voice acting, but at different times you'll just find interesting voice acting with unique voices. And I don't know, I'm just kind of... I'm not really satisfied with the voice acting so far, and some of the animations kind of look iffy, and They don't seem right, but this is, of course, beta. Beta is beta, and I can't over-criticize. So I do have to take into consideration what the positive aspects of this games are. So I'm liking the combat. I appreciate the fact that it's easier than in some MMOs. Like, Terra Online is brutally difficult at times as far as combat goes, and that's because you have to dodge and block, and that's what makes that game interesting too, gameplay wise. But there is a point where you literally can't do anything, and you have to rely on other party members like a healer or a tank to protect. What am I doing? Who did I have to talk to? Oh my god! I can't even keep track of quest givers when I'm talking at the same time. It's ridiculous. I'm just gonna go ahead and go back. Run! Oh, that is not a running animation. Actually, I'm just teleporting like a true mage. I am a control wizard, and I control time and space. Like this. Yeah. You see what I'm talking about? The animations are kind of bad sometimes. They just don't stop at the appropriate time, or they don't seem smooth.
More undead are attacking Neverwinter. They're boiling out of Castle Never and storming the Sleeping Dragon Bridge.
Press Q to launch a chill strike, impaling and freezing an enemy with a shard of ice.
The voice acting just now was bad. In my opinion, it was just poorly done. But, I mean, I'm no better voice actor, but I do have a sense of taste. And, I don't know, voice acting like that just, it makes me cringe. But, I mean, that's not really something that I should really care about, because I'm playing an MMO, and I'm trying to focus on what's really important here. So I've played several MMOs, so I really, at this point, I don't really mind certain bad voice acting or weird animations. As far as the game provides good gameplay and replayability, that's all that matters, really. And things that I can enjoy doing with my friends online. Now we're moving on to another place, which is kind of another part of the tutorial zone.
They're in trouble. We must go to their aid.
And this cutscene right here wasn't impressive at all, so I'm guessing that was a placeholder cutscene, but it may not be a placeholder. Who knows? Oh god, I totally dodged that. That's another cool feature of the game. Actually, the environment. You have to avoid certain things like that by teleporting in order to take minimal damage as possible. You have to dodge these red patterns on the ground. That will help you a lot instead of having to waste potions needlessly. You can just teleport around and reduce incoming damage. So that's another interesting feature of this game. Let's see, what we can do is kill these guys and just spam our abilities. See, the thing about the combat in this game that I don't like is that I only have 3 abilities, and I wish the combat had more substance. Like, again, this strongly reminds me of World of Warcraft with even less abilities. So I don't get to actually do a lot of stuff here. I'm just standing around hitting these zombies with 1 to 3 abilities. And even though like the environment is amazing and most of the other aspects of this game are phenomenal, the combat is not particularly captivating, and I can see myself not playing this for a while. The music in this game is actually very enjoyable. And this part of the tutorial is kind of reminiscent of Dark Souls, actually. Funny enough. Whee! Lasering my targets like this. Another nice thing about this game is that you can actually see how much damage you're doing instead of having to turn on the option or not. You don't have to do it. You can just look at the numbers that you're doing to the enemy. And we're killing this woman, and we are level 4. Okay, oh, we got a level up. We got a new ability too. We're gonna kill these enemies and try out our new ability right here. Come on. Oh, goodness gracious. Woo! That was actually pretty cool. Now, another thing which I'm kind of frustrated about with this game is that you cannot zoom out. You can zoom in and look at your character's face and clothing a little closer by pressing B and then zooming in, but you can't zoom in or out naturally. So I'm trying to use my scroll wheel, but it's not doing anything. So that is a thing that needs to happen. That needs to be added to this game, because I don't get it why you can't zoom out. And zooming out would actually help a lot for combat too. Oh god. So this is like a mini boss, or rather a boss of this game. You'll see a lot of bosses in Neverwinter actually, and the D&D games have always been about dungeoning mainly. Completing dungeons and fighting through them was always the core aspect of D&D, and you can always complete dungeons by yourself. You don't have to have a party, which is a really neat feature. So soloing dungeons is always a fun thing. You don't have to do it with people. You don't have to rely on other party members to start up a dungeon. So that is something that I really appreciate with this game.
Sorry.
So now we have completed this quest. Unfortunately, our companion here died because he was foolish. And that was the tutorial of Neverwinter. Very interesting game. The interface is really well built, surprisingly, for a free MMO like this that's been recently released for everyone, to the public. And this is only beta, of course. So there are more things to be expected, more improvements. And here we are in the main town of the game, which actually feels very alive. And it has a lot of NPCs, and you don't actually see that in a lot of MMOs, where this city, for instance, really feels like there's commotion going on. And in Guild Wars 2, you have a lot of open spaces and not necessarily enough NPCs, but sometimes it does feel like there's noise going on. But in this game, there are so many roads and little passages and just stairs going up and down, and people going, a few NPCs going, you know, at different places. And you actually, it's kind of hard to tell at times when it's an NPC or not that's crossing your path or not. I mean, yeah, you can say that, you know, the people with the green name tags are the people that are online, the real online players, and blah blah blah. But I mean, it really feels like I truly feel like the NPCs here are part of the online player base. They're just really, they feel dynamic. They're talking with other NPCs. They're doing with what other, you know, players or city people would do. So yeah, that was Neverwinter, people, and I hope you enjoyed this video. These were some of my thoughts for this open beta. I may or may not do a second video depending on, you know, whether I have the time or not to do it. But for now, this is what I have to provide for you guys. And, oh, I could show you some more of the interface. We have the welcome homepage. You can look at your calendar or your catalog or your queue, your home page, which are all very organized. Social feature, you can look at different tabs. Everything is well organized interface-wise. So that is actually something that I really appreciate again. The fact that everything is sorted into different tabs and everything you need is in the interface, so that's useful. The whatchamacallit, the mini-map is actually really nice looking. It's let's see if we can zoom out, zoom in. Okay, so you can zoom out like this by holding it down. You don't have to press it repeatedly. And in order for you to click any of the buttons on the interface here, like here for instance, you have to press the Alt key, just like in Terra Online, in order to press different things. But you can of course remember how to open tabs using the letters on your keyboard, which comes in handy later on if you're going to be fighting at the same time and using the inventory by pressing I. So yeah, that's all I have to say for now for this game. It looks really promising, and this is just in beta. Again, I can't over criticize. I'm really loving the graphics. Some of the animations are great, while some are kind of and then again, same thing goes for the voice acting. The music is fantastic. Dungeons are incredibly fun if you're I mean, they're decent. I can't say they're amazing, but you can have quite the fun with other friends or online players. Sometimes dungeons will feel kind of grindy, but there are a few bosses here and there that will make up for that, of course. And then the lighting effects are amazing too as well. The appearance for your characters and the character customization is so-so. There are some things that could be improved, and some things that are great that don't need to be changed, but I wish there would be more options for things like hairstyles and stuff like that. But of course, this is beta, and again, can't over criticize. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and comment and talk about the actual game that I just played. And if you want to see more videos of Neverwinter, let me know. Maybe I will do that and maybe make a second video. But for now, I'm going to stop right here, and thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Okay, goodbye. I'm going to wave at you guys, which I can do, but apparently... Oh, here's the animation. Goodbye.